My hammer.
Yeah, I don't know if we need a hammer for composting.
Hi everybody, my name's Austin. Can we teach my composting? Heavy than brown. Heavy than green.
So rule of thumb, as AJ has very eloquently told us, 70% brown to 30% green. So if we're talking brown, we're talking things like your cardboard. Make sure you tear it up really nicely. That's brown. Your old used paper towel, so any paper towel that you've used to mop up oil or anything in the kitchen, obviously not paper towel that you've put any sort of chemical or spray and wipe or anything on, just stuff that you've used maybe to wipe your face or whatever. Dried leaves. Now the leaves need to be crackly and dry for them to be considered as brown. If they're still fresh and dewy, then they go in the green part of your composting. And then for those that have a dryer or have animals, your dryer lint. So when this comes out of your dryer, instead of just throwing it in the bin, it's actually a really great brown matter for your compost. So that's your brown. And then, so you want 70% brown. And then to move on to your green, that's just your kitchen waste. So avocado shells. When something's this big, I like to just scrunch it up or cut it up before it goes in. You know, we've got some of cut up apple of AJ's. Basically anything that's food orientated, that would be considered as your green. Now, in our household, someone has popped a whole carrot into our green. I probably would cut this up. That's a bit too big to break down in a good amount of time by itself. And yeah, so that's your 30% green. Now I will say, while I have your attention on the avocados, don't put the pip in your compost. You can, but it takes a really long time to break down. You're better off making a cute little float and re-sprouting your avocado, and I'll show you how to do that in a little slide.
Composting so fun.
Mummies.
Rummies. Veggies.
What's Mummy's favorite drink?
It's your wine.
What's Mummy's favorite drink?
It's your coffee.
It is my coffee. Okay, so we got there second time round. It's coffee, closely followed by wine. But we get our coffee from a company called Pod and Parcel, and they do coffee in these cool little compostable capsules. So when they come out of the coffee machine, they look like this, and they have aluminium top that you then peel off, and inside is all the beautiful coffee grounds. Now, for those that don't know, coffee grounds are actually amazing for the garden. So we love to, oh, hello, Suki. We love to include them in our compost. So rule of thumb though, things that say composting and feel really tough, like the outside of this coffee pod, is generally designed for commercial composting. So I actually, for a beginner composter, I wouldn't be putting this in your compost because it's going to sit there for ages. It says on the back of the box that it can break down in 90 days, but that's in a commercial setting that achieves really high heats. So you're better off scooping out all the beautiful coffee grounds, or just going to your local cafe and asking for a bag of grounds. They'll have no issues with giving it to you, and putting that straight in the compost, and then putting this outer shell or anything that says it can be composted into your green bin for a far better composting experience. We just throw the whole thing in because we're in it for the long game. We don't really want a 30 to 90 day compost turnaround. But for people in apartments or beginners, I would recommend scraping out the internal coffee and then putting this into the green bin.
And
Is that a coffee pod?
yeah.
Is that good for composting?
No.
Yeah. Okay, so we've grabbed some compost from our compost. It's a bit slimy. And as I was talking to you about that before, so that's a pod. It's been in our compost now for probably 30 days and isn't even close to breaking down.
I want to see wormy.
Yeah, let's try and find some wormies. So what I like to do is I like to get my compost and then mix it in with some existing soil, because I feel like if I put compost straight onto my plants, it's generally a bit too much for them and they find it a bit too hectic. So I like to mix it in with some soil, remove any of the coffee pods that haven't broken down yet because they can go back in. They still need a bit of work to do. And then once I've done that, I'm going to have this really beautiful nutrient-rich soil that I can then put into indoor plants, outdoor on our veggies, anything like that. So that is pretty much our composting journey. We are obviously big fans. Yeah, thanks for watching. And thanks for, oh look, here we go. Avocado seed has probably been in there for about, oh, I would say probably 2 months. Still hard as a rock.
Mommy.
Good job. So yeah, we like to make sure that we have a really dense, nutrient-rich soil, get rid of the grass, that we can then put on our veggies. What do you reckon, AJ?
Yeah.
Cool?
Yeah.
Waste.
Let's make zero waste.
Yeah!
Yeah. Let's make global citizens and make an earth well safe. Composting. Bye, everybody. Thanks for reading for me. Bye.